Hopefully this video is very short for you. I want to talk to you about how I lost over 55 pounds in under 3 years. This was a long journey. Okay, so that's the perspective that I'm coming from. It's not just a matter of quickly losing weight. It's like all the things in between that you learn about discipline, dieting, moods, all that type of stuff. So this isn't just about weight loss. It's just the journey. Okay. So the number one thing I want to talk about, I think that's important to me, is protein to the body. This is something that I wish I knew when I first started working out. If you want to do it that route to lose weight, you can eat a lot of protein. That way you can work out more. Or I think there's like two ways of doing it. You can, if you're in a situation where you want to quickly lose weight, eat a lot of protein so you can work out more, or just get into a caloric deficit. Okay, this means that the body naturally is going to burn about 2,200 to 2,400 calories a day. Keeping yourself under about 2,000 calories a day will put you in a caloric deficit, and over the months and weeks you'll start losing weight. But in this season in my life right now, I'm not as extreme as I was a month ago, but I'm at a caloric deficit. So I'm probably eating about 16 to 1,800 calories a day, but I'm also running an hour 3 times a week or 4 times a week. Don't be intimidated by that, okay? Because this is where I'm at right now. It took me years to get here, all right? And the reason why I think that protein is so important is because it rebuilds your muscles. You ever wake up after a workout and you feel all that soreness and pain? The first couple of times you work out, you're going to feel that regardless. There's no way to get around it. But after a while, your body begins to regulate in your normal workout. So then you're no longer tearing as much muscle. You just need protein in order to recover from your workout. You're not necessarily tearing so much muscle and you won't have so much soreness. And what protein does is it gets rid of all that fatigue in my body. That's just how I feel. I know there's science to it, but that's how I feel about it. Protein is key to working out, and especially if you're working out to lose weight. I also learned about endurance. Endurance, it's all a mind game as far as I'm concerned. Like, you're either going to really, really want to do this, or you're not going to want to do this. And don't be hard on yourself. Don't, just because you go 2 months and you're going super hard in the paint, and then 2 months later you feel like you don't have that same drive. Don't be hard on yourself and beat yourself up. Beating yourself up is one of the worst things you can do, because you then begin to excessively diet and you don't give yourself any type of reward. You don't feed yourself any type of snacks or anything like that. You begin to degrade your own self mentally by eating extreme diets. I don't think that's ever healthy. So treat your body like it's another person. Don't be mean to yourself. And if you ever find yourself falling back in workouts, you're going to have to get to a place where you find some type of inspiration. For me, I just look in the mirror. I force myself to get on the scale. One of the acronyms I want to introduce as we go and do more videos is GOTS. Get on the scale, okay? And don't be afraid of the scale. I wouldn't say weigh yourself every day, but weigh yourself every Thursday. Weigh yourself every 2 weeks. That's what's going to give you that motivation to either stop or go. Sometimes looking at that scale is going to remind you of your goals, okay? Weight loss is like lifting weights, to failure. So weight loss is like lifting weights, because sometimes it's a mental game. Sometimes you're going to look on the scale, you're going to think you lost 3 pounds and you gained 1 pound, or you lost no weight. What do we do when we get tired from lifting weights? We push harder. We come back stronger. And you're going to have to do that. And when you do that, you get serious about your diet, you're going to see the results. Sometimes your body it stores water, and you can deceive yourself into thinking that you're not storing water. So maybe you're on a really good diet, but maybe you drunk a lot of fluid the day before, or maybe you ate more carbs this week than you did last week. Not that you're going over your caloric deficit, but it's just a matter of your body soaking up water, and that can add to your weight. So then next week you get on the scale for whatever reason. You don't know why, but you just didn't have as much carbs. And then all of a sudden you go down about 5 pounds in 2 weeks, so just something to think about. But losing weight is like lifting weights within itself. It's a long-term lifting weight concept. You don't get soft just because you didn't meet your goal 1 time or 2 times. You just keep coming back stronger. You're going to see the results. Pick a diet that works for you. I've done keto, I've done low carb, I've done all kinds of diets. Everybody thinks they're an expert. I personally believe that nobody's an expert of your body except you. Nobody's an expert on your mind except you. There are people that can help you get there, but don't treat yourself like a lab experiment, man. You're a human being at the end of the day. And pick the diet that works for you. For me, like I said, caloric deficit. But when I say caloric deficit and I'm trying to push myself to lose weight, there's certain foods you're not going to naturally eat on a caloric deficit with a goal to lose weight, because when you do your workouts, you're going to feel the sluggishness. You're going to wake up, you're going to feel tired. Like if I go to bed, if I go and eat pizza right now, I can feel my blood pressure rising. If I go and eat pizza right now, when I sweat, I'll start tasting all that salt and all that type of stuff. And it makes me, it kind of makes me come to a place where it's like, this isn't for me. Pizza's just not for me right now. And honestly, pizza tears my stomach up. So that's the main reason why I'm getting away from it. But, you got to find the diet that's right for you. You might like the keto diet for a year. You might become a fan and a fanatic of the keto diet. And then later on, you want to do low carb or Mediterranean, whatever it is. At the end of the day, I don't care what diet it is, okay? You're going to have to be at a caloric deficit. For women, I'm not sure of the total calories you burn naturally as a woman, but I know for me, it's usually around 2,300. Like I said, I eat about 15. I would say, okay, from this last couple months, I can say for my diet, for the past couple months, there's weeks where I only ate like 12, days where I've only ate 1,200 calories. And then even now, there's days where I've ate up to 2,400. Just because I'm with family or whatever it is. But I feel like I've really got a grasp on what works for me. So what I like to eat, peanut butter bars, like those Cliff bars, yogurt, low fat yogurt, or low calorie yogurt. So my Cliff bar, generic Cliff bar, is about 280 calories. My yogurt's about 80 calories, and then I drink protein, and that's about anywhere from 160 to 200 calories. That's like 600, 500 calories in a meal. And as you stay consistent, so maybe you're doing that 3 times a day. As you stay consistent, your body, your stomach is going to shrink, okay? And maybe you can condition your body like that for about 1 to 2 months. Sometimes after that 1 to 2 months, after you've adapted to it, maybe you go out to eat with the family and you eat something really good and you eat to get yourself very full. It's going to be hard. It's a mental game. Losing weight is like lifting weights, okay, long term. Like your mind is going to tell you like you're not eating enough by that second month. And it's going to really play games with you. It's like, well, the last 2 months I was fine when my stomach shrunk. But now all of a sudden your mind is telling you that you need more. And that's where you got to reset. You got to go back to the drawing board, and continue to go towards your goals. I got to speed this up. Certain foods are going to make you feel certain ways. Notice that. Yeah, certain foods are going to make you feel certain ways. For me, protein is my go-to, along with a couple of carbs, because it lets me know, what, after this workout, I'm going to feel okay. I'm not going to be sore, because I got the protein in my system and I'll be ready to go. But heavy foods, they'll slow you down, man. So heavy foods are going to make you lazy. It's going to make you not want to get up. It's going to change your mood. Try to stay away from heavy foods and try to stay around lean foods like chicken breast, tenderloins, rice, things like that. And figure out what's best for you. What made me want to lose weight, or what made me lose weight, like lose fat, is eating less. I don't care what people say. You're going to have to get to a point to where you eat less. Like I said, I'm running about 15 miles plus a week. 15 miles plus a week. And it does not matter. I'm going to have to find a way to eat less, because once you start getting in that habit of not counting your calories and stuff like that, you're going to be over your threshold. You're going to start either getting flatlining. You're either going to flatline on your goals, or you're going to be in a place where you're no longer losing weight. My relationship with food and the importance of not hurting myself, I've already talked about that. Don't be mean to yourself, okay? Another thing is have friends around you. If you're uncomfortable with people that are in shape, get comfortable with people that are in shape. They're going to be your role models. Like I said, it took me about 3 years to get to my goal weight. By next week, I'll be at my goal weight. I'm at 216 right now. I'll be at 215. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. But you got to find people that can help you get towards your goals, okay? Don't be scared to weigh in. What you are is what you are. If you're 250, you're 250. If you're 280, you're 280. There's no point in pretending like the scale is going to say something different rather than what you weigh. Don't be afraid of the scale, okay? There are fillers that are cheat codes for losing weight. When you eat your protein, maybe you can put some ice, some Splenda, and some salt in your protein to make the flavor come out more. Maybe throw a little more fruit. And that's not really adding too many calories. Ice is 0 calorie. Popcorn is another one. If you get popcorn that's lightly buttered, you can get a mini little bag and it's only 100 calories and you feel like you've ate half a meal. So you got to find fillers. Keto foods are fillers. I would not say to eat keto ice cream, but if you can't resist it and you want to enjoy ice cream with the family, get keto ice cream. It's about 300 calories a pint, I think, or a can, whatever those little jars are, or bowls are, okay? Last thing I want to talk about, and I'm done. I'm sorry I'm all over the place. As I do more videos on this, hopefully I'll get better at it, okay? Treat missed weight loss goals as weights, okay? This is your motivation, so whenever you miss your weight loss goal, treat it like weights and keep pushing, keep going. You're going to get the results. You can't predict how your body rebuilds all the time. It could be rebuilding muscle at the time. Maybe you did a workout and you worked out a new part of your body and it required new muscle to be grown. Now you've gained about half a pound in that effort in your body. You're going to have to be patient about it. Don't be hard. If it's that bad, do the fat percentage machine, where you're on the machine that shows you your fat percentage, and maybe that'll encourage you a little more, okay? Music is fuel. KB. KB is weight loss fuel, okay? Look up the artist KB. He's a Christian rapper. And people like him, 808 Beezy, Still Ready. 808 Beezy song, Still Ready. That is what launched me 3 years ago into where I'm at today. Music is really going to help you. I like Christian hip hop music that really pushes me. But music, you're going to find a connection to music. I find myself on the treadmill, worshiping, praising God, clapping as I'm running, acting crazy. But you can do it, and that's the truth. Defeat the fear of time. Time is your friend, and it has to. You have to embrace it in the process. Okay. Look at other people's bodies that you want to look like. If there's a model or whatever it is that you're aspiring to look like, keep looking at them. Keep motivating yourself. Get around people that look the way you want to look, and be careful with that. Of course, you don't want to do the comparison game or fall into any type of lust with the opposite sex if it's the opposite sex. But do whatever helps. And some of my favorite guys that I watch, Nick Bear, he's really been tapping into the Lord lately. He was a hybrid athlete. He's kind of changed things up, but he's really been tapping into Christ, which is, I never watched him for that. I watched him for his workouts and his motivational videos. But Nick Bear is a very special one. Floberg Runs is a really good channel as well. And weight loss testimonies. I used to watch a bunch of weight loss testimonies when I needed motivation of people that lost 40 pounds, 30 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. I guess if you are interested, put this in the comments that you're interested about this. I'm thinking about, after I hit my goal weight, I want to learn how to maintain my weight. And in June, I want to lose 20 pounds with you. How does that sound? Because I want to get down to 195, and then I want to start adding muscle. I want to start working on muscle on my body. So if you're interested, put it in the comments that you in June you're open to going on this journey with me, and we'll do that. But for the time being, this is my life. Okay, when I wake up in the morning, this is what I would ideally want for myself. When I wake up in the morning, I eat that peanut butter bar. I drink a protein, and I eat yogurt, which is about 600 calories. If I could do that 3 times a day, that's perfect. Then 3 days to 4 days out of the week, I go to the gym. What I do is curls, okay, just working out my biceps, I guess. And then I'll take my dumbbells and do bench press almost. And I do those. I do 35 pounds for both. If I'm at the gym and I get on the bench press, I do 245s. And I do curls about 8 times, 3 times. So 3 sets of 8, or sometimes 10 sets of 2. And then the lifting bench press, I guess, sometimes 2 times, or 10 times, 2 times, 10 reps, 2 sets. Hopefully that makes sense. Or 3, depends on how I feel. But my main thing is running. And I've worked my way up to where I can run over an hour straight. I can run for 80 minutes now. When I say run, I mean jog, like 5 miles an hour. I can jog for 80 minutes at a time. And it's just been over time. It's me getting what I wanted. At first, it was just like running a mile straight. Then it's just like, trying to train for a 5K. Now I'm at the place I've worked my body over time on the treadmill to where I can run for an hour straight. If I had the time, I would always probably do 80 minutes, but I got kids and it's almost impossible. So I do about 15 plus miles a week, and that's how I'm losing weight now. And when I'm at my goal weight, which is within a week or 2, I will be able to go back to normal, only run maybe 10, 12 miles a week, and then start focusing on bodybuilding. Okay. So again, if you're open to doing that journey with me of losing 20 pounds starting June, maybe we'll go 3 to 4 months and try to lose that weight. Let's do it. Okay. God bless. Thanks for watching.